Scientific fact: jellyfish that never age. The mystery of biological immortality. The immortal jellyfish lives in the Mediterranean Sea and some temperate waters like those around Japan. It's not rare, but it's so tiny that most people never notice it. It quietly exists on the ocean floor, unremarkable, harmless, and with no immediate benefit to humans. But to scientists, it's a treasure trove, a genetic key to eternal youth. In fact, humans have long sought the secret to immortality, from mythical elixirs to modern biotechnology. Yet so far, the immortal jellyfish remains the only known organism that is biologically immortal. Physically, it's nothing special, smaller than a pea, almost transparent. If you don't look closely, you'd think it's just a floating bit of jelly in the sea. But hidden within that tiny body is a power that has stunned the scientific world. Can reverse its life cycle at will. Yes, you heard that right. When injured, when the environment changes suddenly, or when its body begins to weaken with age, instead of dying like other creatures, the immortal jellyfish rewinds itself. It reverts to its polyp stage, its embryonic, earliest form. From there, it grows again, as if nothing had ever happened. It's like being 70 years old, and when you close your eyes and wake up the next morning, you're 3 years old again, ready to live your life all over. The immortal jellyfish is a tiny species, only about 4.5 millimeters in diameter. Typically, a jellyfish's life cycle has 4 stages: settled polyp, juvenile medusa, adult jellyfish. All other jellyfish species die after completing this life cycle. But the immortal jellyfish can reverse from the adult stage back to the juvenile medusa stage. In other words, it doesn't age, it rejuvenates. The scientific mechanism behind immortality. This ability to reverse its life cycle is thanks to a biological process called cellular transdifferentiation. This means mature cells in the jellyfish's body can go back to become stem cells, and then differentiate into a different type of cell. For example, a muscle cell can turn into a nerve cell, and vice versa. This ability is virtually non-existent in higher animals, including humans. It's like if your entire body could turn into a baby again, then grow up over and over endlessly. Data and research. What makes it special? A study published in 2015 in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences confirmed the immortal jellyfish can undergo this regeneration cycle at least 10 times in laboratory conditions without any signs of cellular decline. In the lab, 100% of test subjects were able to rejuvenate if injured or stressed by the environment. In contrast, human cell differentiation is one way. A skin cell cannot naturally revert back to a stem cell. Is it truly immortal? Not entirely. The immortal jellyfish doesn't die from natural aging, but it can still die from being eaten by predators, disease, or pollution. So the term immortal here refers to biological immortality, not absolute immortality. However, in ideal conditions, it could potentially keep regenerating forever. What can humans learn from the immortal jellyfish? Currently, scientists are studying its genes and regeneration mechanisms to understand the aging process and cellular recovery, open new paths in regenerative medicine, find potential treatments for neurodegenerative diseases, spinal injuries, and even extending human lifespan. Researchers are analyzing specific genes such as FOXO and POU, which play key roles in controlling the cell rejuvenation process in jellyfish. The big question: what if humans could live forever? The idea of immortality raises ethical questions about population, resources, the meaning of death, and the value of endings in human life. It evokes a once fictional future that's now slowly becoming possible. That one day aging may be just a temporary chapter, not the final one. But perhaps what this tiny jellyfish teaches us isn't how to live forever, but something simpler: how to begin again, how to be reborn each time life knocks us down. Humans don't need to be immortal to live deeply. We just need to learn how to change, adapt, and start over when needed. And maybe, just maybe, that is a kind of immortality in itself.